It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
In the criminal justice system, sexually-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories.
My name is Connor, and at the age of 13, I was statutory R-worded by a popular TikTok influencer. This happened 5 years ago, and I'm sure that a lot of you are familiar with the situation, and it's taken me a while to come to terms to talk about it. I do want to start off by saying that a lot of the things that you see on the internet of people coming out saying that they were also victims of Zoe, or also that they were involved in the situation in any sense, trying to claim that they underwent any sexual or romantic abuse through her, are completely false. One thing I won't discredit is her being inappropriate on the phone with other minors, saying inappropriate things, or let alone just manipulating other children. But I can confidently say that the extensivity that it got to with me, it has been with just me and no other children. It's taken me a very long time to talk about this solemnly because of the backlash I have received from the media, because I still am in high school and I still am a minor. But third of all, because I was trying to press legal action against her and I didn't want my case to be tampered with due to my social media posts. For starters, I was a fan. I did join her fan base in 2018. I had a fan page and everything. And I went on a tour stop in Washington, D.C. in 2018 to meet her for the very first time. Now, at the time, there was a lot of other influencers on this tour. We went to solemnly take pictures. It was for fans to meet their favorite creators. Now, over the time of 2018 to 2019, she would talk to fans that I ended up becoming friends with. We had mutual friends, and I was then introduced to her through, she added me on Snapchat, and we would talk every now and then. It was all kept to a normal, cordial level. Now, in August of 2019, she had a tour stop in my hometown that I went to, which I went with two of my friends, and after the show, I was talking with her. She brought me upstairs to see the venue. It was more of a secluded thing from the rest of the people that were there to attend. I also attended another one in December of 2019, so by the third time of me meeting her in person, she knew who I was just based off of seeing me. Now in 2020, I still was keeping it going with this fan page, and I had a lot of mutual friends that talked to her, and we would all FaceTime and group FaceTimes, but slowly it started sectoring off to just private FaceTime calls between the two of us. In April of 2020, things did start to get a little more personal. It was causing issues between her and her ex-boyfriend, Cody. He was concerned about things, all of that. Now, my birthday is on May 10th, and at the time, it was COVID, so I was having a drive-by birthday party past my house. My mom had reached out to Zoe to see if she'd be able to make it out here because she knew how much I had idolized her and thought it would make my whole birthday if she was able to come here to surprise me. It didn't end up working out, and she came out here on Memorial Day, which was only a week or two after my birthday, and things were a little uncomfortable for the time being, but everything was normal. Now, it was about 2 weeks later, the first week of June, when her and her ex-boyfriend had broken up, and she was in Tennessee at the time with her friend Amber, which then they both drove out here instantly to come visit me. Now, I was under the impression that they were only coming to visit for a week, but because they had both just gotten fresh out of relationships, they both made the decision to move here for a fresh start. Now, prior to her coming and visiting me, she did discuss with me on the phone that she liked me. I thought she was messing around. I thought it was just a funny little prank. She told me that she liked me and that when she came to visit me in May, she wanted to hold my hand. She wanted to, kind of be more intimate. Now, at the time that she had came here, I had just turned 13, maybe a week prior. I had a very close friend group at the time that I would talk to, that I had voiced about being a little uncomfortable with the fact of knowing that she liked me and her still coming here. But I was under the impression I only had to see her for a week, so I was in fear of if anything were to go wrong, I only have to deal with her for a week and I can move along and not speak to her again. Now, because she did make the ultimate decision to come and move here, we continued to get closer and closer and closer. Now, in June, she did kiss me. She did start to get more personal. She would try to seclude me off from my friends, from my family, try to get me away, whatever. Now, if you were on social media back in this timeline, you could see that I defended her for everything she was ever accused for, canceled for, etc. I was so strung up and just trying to process real life because someone that I'd idolized for years was now living in my hometown, was somebody that was becoming my best friend, someone very close to me. And I was so caught up and just, wow, how is this real? That I wasn't paying attention to what was actively happening to me in the time being. Now, she kissed me, and as time went on, things started picking up to a worse and worse level. She would engage in sexual conversations with me, sending me pictures, calling me on the phone, doing things on the phone with me, etc. Now, keep in mind, I still was very highlighted by the fact that this girl was in my life because it was a surreal thing to me that I was too afraid to speak up and have her hate me and wonder where things would end up. And a lot of people ask where my parents were at this time, but growing up, I've been bullied all throughout middle school ever since I was younger. I didn't have a lot of friends, so straight off the bat, my parents thought that this was a good thing, and seeing how happy it made me from the start, that they thought that it would be a good thing for us to become friends and for us to be hanging out, whatever. There was obviously a lot of restrictions on things. My mom would question things at times. She never thought that it was not weird, but I gave her that reassurance that things were fine. Now, I specifically remember there was one specific day that we were hanging out and I was at her house, and she had kind of just thrown herself on top of me and asked me if I was ready. My heart was beating super fast, and I still specifically remember her asking me, "Are you okay? Like, your heart's beating super fast, are you okay?" And I was in a moment of shock. I never thought things would ever evolve to this level. This girl had 20 million followers. I knew she had a career on the line. I always told myself she would never, ever do anything to mess with her career or ruin her career. In this moment, I was in a state of shock. She asked me if I was okay and if I wanted to, and I responded with yes, although my body language was very obvious that I was uncomfortable with the situation. This was a continuous event that continued to happen over and over again. And when things were publicized back in October of 2020, I had talked to authorities and I lied to the police for her. Now, back in October of 2020, when things were publicized on the internet, I did talk to authorities and I did lie to the police because I was heavily manipulated and I was still in a sense of trying to protect her. She had gotten into my brain so deep that she had told me if she went to jail for what she did, that she would off herself. And being only 13 years old, and again, this is someone you idolize and you look up to, that is going to mess with your head. After this, they thought it wasn't a threat, they moved along, and Zoe still tried to pursue a relationship with me because she thought she was in the clear. She would make fake Snapchat accounts to contact with me. My mom cut off contact with us, and she would still make accounts to have desires to speak to me. Now, after this incident, it has been 5 years, and I was bullied out of school, I was harassed, I was assaulted, my family was harassed, I had false CPS reports, my house has been attempted to be swatted, my address was leaked. I've had to face so many repercussions because of this girl. Now, I want to make it clear that I have tried to come out about my story and seek legal justice since then, and they have made every excuse they possibly could to not give me the justice that I deserve. I showed up with receipts, I showed up with proof, I showed up with everything, and they still did not want to believe me. The authorities had told me straight to my face that they had thought this was all conducted under a publicity stunt and we were doing this for views and attention, completely disregarding the straight laws and the straight proof that was right in front of their face. My case was dragged out for almost a year of just back and forth between we can do something, we can't, we can, we can't. It's a very deteriorating feeling though, to still face repercussions for a situation I was a victim in from 5 years ago, still to this day, while the person is walking free and can't even take the accountability to own up to what she did to me. As well as her friend Amber that lived here with her told me that she would testify for me and speak out for me because she lived there and watched everything happen and then proceeded to ghost the police and ghost me and not help me with my case, period. Now, I will be making a part 2 to show all of the evidence that I do have to back up my claims, because these are very serious allegations and I'm not lying on anything that I'm saying. If you take a rewind back to lives that she had one on speaking about this back in the timeline, it is very obvious that she's guilty for a lot more than she was speaking about.
Until Connor and I had communication to talk so we could both go live together and talk about it, but he I'm pretty sure he's gonna go live probably after he sees this, if he sees this. So if he's on here, pretty sure he'll go live and address the situation too. But as you guys all know, some stuff got leaked about me and Connor, and I just wanted to come on live and tell y'all the truth and tell y'all that like a lot of people are making this out to be something that it's not, and making it to be worse than it seems, by calling me a groomer and a pedophile and everything. So I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know that I didn't groom Connor, wouldn't do that to him, literally love Connor to death. I wouldn't do anything to Connor ever without consent. Connor and I both consented to kissing. That was how it went. We both liked each other, and then we realized that the ages were too different. Nothing happened between us besides kiss, because we actually know what went on and we actually know what happened. And I had told Connor's family straight up that we did before anything was said about it and before videos got leaked. So they were already aware of the situation, and we were all doing the situation was going pretty good, and then it got brought to social media. Don't know how the videos got out, but we were doing good with the situation. We were moving on from it and just going separate ways, breaking contact just to move on from it. And then the videos got leaked and it became a bigger issue, and it became something that it wasn't supposed to be. And because social media is so toxic nowadays, and because people like to put their little noses into other people's business, it makes it worse than it needs to be. So I'm here to tell you guys right now that this all was dragged out of proportion and put into something that it was not. People have so many rumors going around saying different things.
What to do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video, back in the confessional. Yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Shout out to my player partner, Lucky Wizard. Deals the keys to lit. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section. Hit the link down below. We got HiveMyLabs.com, where you can unbig that back. Yep, man. Use the discount code everydaypj at checkout, okay? And get your Moose coffee, okay? Now, it's for adults only. Okay. Well, looks like we got us another Cassie and Diddy here, right? Or reversal. Z Diddy. Z Diddy Zoe is accused of saying Lil Connor. Now Connor, man, there's so much I could say about this, but I'm gonna just say this. You know, if it was me and a 19-year-old, and I'm 13, I'm about to rabbit the shit out of her, okay? I'll tear that thing every way but loose, you know what I'm saying? But I get it. If that was your daughter, what would you do? Y'all ain't never had a son, okay? Maybe if you do got a son, you probably wouldn't want a 19-year-old dating your son. Facts. But I'm sure his father was like, oh yeah, knock her down, son. The mom was like, no, my baby. You can't be around my baby like that. Then the dad was like, all right, okay. Enough with the funny business. I know he went back to his room like, babe, our 13-year-old son was fucking a grown woman. What are you mad for? Okay, go off here, little Connor. Go be gay. How about that? Your mom will love it. Go be gay, little Connor. That's it. If y'all don't believe me, have a father. Most of y'all women probably ain't had a father to tell y'all this type of stuff, because you're a woman. as a man, I'm gonna just tell y'all. Now that it sounds crazy. She needs to be locked up. Obviously, let's be real. And if we speak in reality and criminality, she needs to be locked up. But all I'm saying is, I'm giving y'all my point of view on what happened to me. I don't care what happened to him. Send prayers out to him. But if I was knocking down a 19-year-old at 13, my dad wouldn't be that upset. You know, your dad is a... Nope. Nope. He's not. He's fine. Now, if it was my daughters or my sisters, my daddy would have went ape shit crazy. Why? Obvious reasons why. But me, go get him, Tiger. Anyway, because I remember a story time when I had two girls fighting outside the house, going at it. My mama in there freaking out. PJ, what's going on? My daddy come out, break the fight up, everything. I'm like, man, he's stupid. And then he come back in the house, go to your room, this and that, and this and that. Then he mad. I'm like, damn, man, this dude finna be tripping. He come in the room. He shut the door. He said, he was like, get in there and sit down or some shit or something. He came in the room and was like, all right, man. Gave me a high five. I was like, I thought he was gonna hit me. I was like, nigga. He gave me a high five. Good job. Hey, man, you gotta control these bitches. I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, okay, this is what you need to do. So he told me how to handle the situation with the girls and what's going on next and everything. Then he walked out the room. And I told you, you need to get yourself together. You cannot be treating these women like this. And he just walked out the room. I was like, okay. I don't know. So I stayed in there for a second. I got my face together, got myself together, and I came out the room. My mom was looking at me like, you know you're wrong. I'm like, who the fuck gonna help me at this point? I can't say my daddy gonna help me because the nigga just told me I don't know what the hell. And my mama's mad, so I go talk one of the girls off the ledge and the other one in the room or on the couch, and I'm like, you know. Anyway, so needless to say, another situation. I'm like 15, 16, working a parking lot with working my uncle's parking lot downtown, and I'm like, maybe 15, 16, I don't know. And this girl, white girl, thicker than a Snicker. I'm talking about, you know, this is when white men didn't like thick white girls. You know, they wanted a brother because that's how that's who wanted them. And she's sitting over there and she just talking to me. I'm like, she downtown. I'm sitting. I mean, I wasn't a bad looking person, but you know, I'm just like, and she was like, she gave me her number, and then she pulled off in this orange or white and orange Z28 Camaro, and she was like, my dad was like, damn boy, she was all on you. When she had a nice ride, she got, yeah, she pulled out, she tried to show off for me. He was like, yeah boy, now I'm 15. I know I was 15. I was 15. But she had to be every bit of 20 or older. Then my dad was like, he's a minor. My dad was like, shit, I be tearing that up. You know what I'm saying? I was just saying, I don't think he would have cared. So, well, guess that's why we both got a bunch of kids, huh? Anyway, So I'm sorry that this happened to this young man. I'm sorry that he felt taken advantage of. Um, I'm not sorry that he got him some at all. Young man, get it out your system, okay? Get it out your system. Now, if by the court of law, we gotta feel sympathy for you, but I really don't feel sorry for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't make no sense. Men can be abused too. Yeah, I know. I know. I told a story about another time where I never in my life thought this was abuse. Until I woke up and was like, yeah, I might have got abused. Felt good though. Felt good. As I said, when I was in kindergarten, I got a girl was older than me, was touching, stroking me. I'm like, and I peed on myself. Yeah. Yeah, I was damaged. But I couldn't hold whatever it was that was holding me back. It just made me pee everywhere. And yeah. So, but I was 5. I was like in kindergarten, 5, 6, maybe first grade. That's different. So, I get it. 5, 6, I get it. 13. Hell, we was humping pillows, all that other shit. Birds, having girls as my girlfriend. Get your girlfriend, put on the bike, strap a pillow to us, ride the bike off. I was probably 8, 9, 10 years old when we did that. But when I was 13, we wasn't doing that. But we was at the little dance clubs, dry humping the girls, humping them hard. You wanna feel that? You feel that? Yeah, you feel that? We was nasty. So maybe we just grew up different. Maybe the times is different. Maybe the guys are soft. I don't know. Anyway, let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Sorry this happened to you, Connor, but that's making you look like pussy. But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna holler at you later. Peace.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as quick as 1 week.